Didn't you think to go before we set off?
Sorry, Mr. Turner.
A 2.5-mile drive and you can't make it. You ought to see a doctor. Probably your age.
You'll have to share some blame for this, you know.
How the devil do you work that out?
Well, I'm having tuss-up Ernest Shuttleworth's beer. Dollars does that to me. Do you know there were one particular morning?
No, I don't want to know, Seth. And nobody's forcing you to use the malt shovel.
I've got to sup somewhere. If you hadn't noticed, Woolpack's shut.
Well, you could stay at home. Spend an evening with your wife.
Have you been here all night?
I fell asleep.
Chris, is it really that serious?
Been looking for ways to make up for the Kelthwaite business, but we've already cut our margins to the bone to compete.
Does Kim know you're here?
Oh, I told her I came down early to take a phone call.
Phone call?
That's all I could think of at the time.
She believed you?
I reckon. And listen, she mustn't know about this mess.
Morning, Henry.
Oh, morning.
The builder sent me through.
Oh, that's good of them, since they drove me out of there.
When do you think he'll reopen?
Alan's got the Skipdale Breweries rep coming to sort things out. There's no sadder place than an empty pub, is there?
You better come and have your dinner at the farm, then.
Oh, thank you, I'd like that.
In that case, you can come and help me buy it. I'm just nipping into Houghton for some shopping.
Never thought I'd look forward to a day's shopping.
What about your breakfast?
Oh, I'm saving room for dinner.
Cheeky beggar.
Who is?
Mr. Jonathan Sharples of Houghton. He's complaining about our beware of the bull sign.
What's wrong with it? I painted it myself.
Yeah, well, according to our Mr. Sharples, he's even given me Ordnance Survey map references here. The sign's in the field, but the bull isn't.
So what's he wanted to do? Hang the sign round the bull's neck?
Well, yeah. You see, he says that we're misleading people who want to use the right-of-way.
How?
By saying there's a bull there when there isn't.
But won't we be putting the bull back when the weather's a bit better?
Yeah, probably. But until then, it's going to have to come down.
You'd have thought he'd have something better to do.
Well, as he hasn't, go and take it down, will you?
Yeah. Can you come in, Rach, if you give me an hand?
Yeah.
Oh, look, if you're both going, the ditch at the end of the meadow needs unblocking as well. It's starting to flood.
I bet you're sorry you came back from your travels now.
Oh, I don't mind. It's just Jack's way of making sure I do go to university this year.
Well, we'd better make the most of you then while he's still here amongst us thickies, haven't we?
I hate fish.
Oh, I've always been partial to a bit of trout myself.
I soon get sick at sight on them. It's pong I can't stand. It sticks to you. You know, poachers will smell me coming miles off.
My father taught me how to tickle them. I reckon they tasted better then. Never thought I'd be catching them by the hundredweight either.
It's only 10 o'clock. We drop MacDonald. That lot of the taking best part of the day.
Well, you'll be able to spend some time with your pheasants now, won't you?
Aye. I do want to suit my nest in boxer art. I thought I'd be doing that in my own time. You know, I was telling Turner how good it is having you organising us.
And here was me thinking you resented it. Want a lift?
You got it all wrong. You've taken to this job like a trout takes to water. And I'd be glad on a lift.
When are Skipdale Breweries installing the new pipework, Gary?
Well, let's put first things first, shall we?
Well, I would have thought getting the beer on so I can open the pub is putting first things first.
No. First comes the new look, the new ambience, the new Woolpack.
New Woolpack?
Yeah, well, it does need a facelift.
It needs beer, Gary. Have you any idea what this delay is costing me? Not only in money, but in credibility.
Yes, of course. And that is why you're going to open with a bang. Now, look, I've had our design team back at base dream up a couple of new images. Let me run them past you, see if the wheels fall off, eh?
See what? Well, when did these designers come here?
No, well, they didn't. Cutbacks, you know it is.
And yet they've got ideas as to how the place should look.
Now, first, we divide the lounge into intimate booths or pens, each one named after a different breed of sheep, whose wool provides the seat covers. Then, we cover the walls in tweed or wall carpets on the floor, and we change the name of the toilets to tups. And use, of course. Tups is another name for rams, you know.
Really? 20 years in farming and I didn't know that.
It's amazing what you pick up in this job. And then, for the grand opening, coupled with the launch here of our new Oz lager, we'll have an Aussie sheep shearer giving a demo.
Sheep shearing? It's March, Gary.
Oh, it'll be a few weeks before we get all the alterations done.
Yeah, for which I'm meant to pay.
We have drawn up these plans for free, Alan. And your beer sales are gonna rocket. People come from all over to places like this.
No. Or as you might put it, the wheels just fell off.
Yeah, but you haven't seen the plans for the tap room yet. We've got satellite TV, pool, karaoke
No!
evenings.
Whatever they might be.
All right. All right, we'll put those plans on the back burner. Now, have a look at these.
Bloke who sent that letter to Jack ought to have helped us clear that ditch out.
Yeah, too right. I mean, why can't people take the rubbish home with them? It's not plastic bags cluttering up the ditches. It's ring pulls or bottles injuring animals. I mean, vets don't come cheap.
Talking of vets, have you seen Otto Zoe yet?
No.
You're really brassed off with her, aren't you? What about me?
What do you want me to say? That I don't blame you at all?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I've had a lot of time to think about it. Been spending time with my mates. It was great. Just like it used to be with us and Zoe and Archie.
So you want to go back to being mates, then?
You can't just go back. But now you and me are mates again. Let's not spoil it, eh?
You've been busy.
These'll do for your supper.
Oh, thank you, sir. Why?
Work of solidarity. That's what Archie said. The Turner's favourite.
Oh, well, I'll make sure I surprise him with them then.
You'll be well in with him if you serve him up a nice bit of rabbit pie.
Oh, why should I want to keep well in with him?
Turner's always at his happiest when he's got a strong woman looking after him.
I only work for him, and if Focus ain't different just because he's offered me and Michael lodging...
There's nobody saying out. Only if he's happy, your life's easy, and so is mine, and I like an easy life. Right?
All right then, Alan. Maybe you'd like to run your ideas for the pub past me.
My ideas? For my pub? I thought you'd never ask.
Oh, look, with the greatest respect, Alan, I'm sure you think you know what's best. But just give our plans a closer look, eh? I mean, image building, pub refurbishment. They're our business. We are the experts
Now,
after
just
all.
a minute. You agreed to back me financially because you thought I knew how to run this.
Yes, all right, point taken. It is your pub. But bear in mind, you've got to stamp your personality on the place, not run Amos Brearley's pub.
All right. What do you want to do, within reason?
Well, there's this chap I know. He runs an architectural antiques business. We use him a lot in our...
Charlie, ain't I?
Yeah. Do you know him?
Yes.
Oh, well, look, if you mention my name, you'll get 10% discount.
Yes, after he's put 50% on. But all right, if it makes you happy, I'll talk to him.
Yeah. No, he's a good chap, is Charlie. You know, he's got this villa in Spain, which he lets out to mates buck-she. Now, I've had a couple of jollies there.
Really? He looks after his friends, does Charlie?
Yes, precisely, Alan, precisely. I'll tell him to expect your call.
How is she? Fine. I gave her a really good workout.
Yeah, she looks good. Which reminds me, thought about entering dancer for the Hunts Point to Point.
Yeah, she'll take some beating. There can't be much better than her in the Emmerdale crowd.
That's what I thought. No, Joe Stallion's quite quick.
Joe's a good rider too, and he likes to win.
Don't we all? Kathy, is everything all right with you and Chris?
Yeah, fine. Why?
Well, I think he spent the night in my sitting room. I just wondered.
It's nothing. Really.
Chris thinks he can get away with lying to me, Kathy. I'd rather you didn't too.
I'm not. Chris didn't want me to say anything.
Is it, personal?
You're bound to find out sooner or later. His biggest customer's gone bust and...
Are they into us for much?
Sorry?
Do they owe us much money?
About 100,000. Then there's 3 lorries Chris bought to handle their business.
That's another $250,000. No wonder he was up all night.
Kim, can you find out somewhere else? Say, Say you heard it on the news or something.
Why?
Chris doesn't want his dad to find out.
For
Says that
God's
if-
sake, Kathy, the company's in trouble. This is no time for Chris to play macho man.
Only just finished this in time, I reckon. Mind you, I'm not looking forward to spending days and nights here at home farm. Too far away from my own bed.
Well, you could always nip over the fence and ask Frank Tate to put you up. Wonder if anyone can actually tell the difference between organic and conventionally reared sheep.
Aye, in the premium we get for the organic meat.
I meant by looking at them.
Well, perhaps we should hang signs round their necks.
Well, that should please your Mr. Sharples.
Oh, don't set me off again. I mean, if there's a beware of the bull sign, you'd think that people could see whether the bull was actually there or not. I mean, what do they think it's doing? Hiding up a tree so he can jump out on them?
What peeves you is that he's right.
Well, technically, maybe. But I'm not one of those farmers who tries to stop people from crossing his land with bogus signs.
Every farmer hates people crossing their land.
Yeah, well, are you surprised? The fields will be full of lambs before long. Sharples and his lot will be leaving gates open, letting their dogs run free, dropping litter everywhere.
Don't tell me, tell him.
I think I'll reply to his letter on the back of the bull sign. Chuck it through his window.
The diplomatic service never knew what it was missing with you, did it?
Well, I've got a few francs and a few guilders if they're any use.
Nah. He'd only set Jack up about the common market again if I put him phone money instead of coins of the realm.
Don't look at me. I spent all my money at Malt Shovel trying to get a taste for Ernie's beer.
How am I going to get my hands on some money, Reg?
Well, you could always sell something. What about old books?
The only books I've got from school. Can only sell them. They've got hot and comp stamped all over them.
There's always an overdraft.
Oh, you're a great help. I don't even have a bank account.
Oh, don't talk to me about banks and overdrafts. I'm having no more to do with them. Not after the way they treated us over at farm. Listen, take my advice, Mark. Keep your dosh in a shoebox.
I've got plenty of shoe boxes. It's cash I'm after.
Are you going to be here all night again?
If I have to be.
No improvement today.
Everybody knows that Kelthwaite Engineering were our biggest customers. So they're all putting pressure on us to pay our bills just in case we go under too.
Well, that makes things worse.
On top of which, I've got 3 lorries standing idle. Everybody knows I need to sell the lorries, so they're offering ridiculous prices.
What about your dad? Do you know where he is?
Kathy, I've told you that...
Everybody else knows. It's pointless trying to keep it a secret from your dad, Chris.
Look, I want to get this sorted before Dad gets back. That's why I'm going to spend as long as I have to here. I can run cash flow forecasts, work out debts, overdraft, outstanding credits, and maybe, just maybe, I can see a way out of this mess.
And if you can't...
I'll just have to tell my dad his company's gone down the pan.
You've got to talk to him before that happens, Chris. Maybe together
Kathy!
you can... All right, I'll leave you to it. But think about what I've said, eh?
Where are you going?
Malt Shovel. Don't tell Henry.
Good mind to come with you. Be nice to be in a lively pub again.
Yeah. Bye.
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 I bet Ernie Shuttleworth can't believe his luck. You know, it's only since the Woolpack isn't here anymore and I realise how much of my life was wrapped up in it.
You were right to sell, Henry. And whoever bought it, it had to change.
Oh, I'm past worrying about that. It's just that, well, I'm only 68 and as fit as I could be, and I'm not ready for the publican's twilight home yet.
Nobody said you were.
Funny, isn't it, how things never work out as you plan. I remember when I was 14. Only seems 5 minutes ago. We had such plans, Maggie and me. What we'd do when I retired. Then by the time I'm 50, she's gone. I felt so cheated. Didn't know what to do.
Certainly not get mixed up with Amos Brayley.
If anybody had said to me, you'll spend the best part of 20 years living with an irascible devil like him.
And now, what about you and Marion?
Well, no pointing up in sticks until it's clearer what's happening with her. I mean, I could go out to Italy and we might be back here within a week. No, I think I'll just bide me time. Maybe being in the pub, keep a check on Alan's daft ideas.
I hope you're right, Henry, but it hasn't done so far.
Yeah, apparently she's off again next summer, during a vacation.
Oh, she is going to university then.
Yeah, I suppose so. Look, why are you always asking me about Rachel?
I don't know. Well, I suppose I hope she'd, well, come back in a different frame of mind.
Why should she?
All right, let's not get onto me and Michael again.
Why not? You raised it. An evil deed's done now, innit? And you can't undo it.
It wasn't that evil, actually.
Well, there's something going on at Village Hall.
Oh, nothing much, I shouldn't think. Fancy it?
I'm joking. Not that desperate.
Bloody cheap. 1 glass of wine on a ticket. And that was rubbish and all.
I didn't know you were into canals.
I'm not. Only I thought a few glasses of wine, it might get interesting.
You don't even drink wine.
It were either that at malt shovel, and I'm trying to break my stomach in gently to any Shuttleworth's beer. There's only one problem. Now I've had that wine, I'm gagging for a pint.
You ever thought you might have a drink problem?
I've got a drink problem. And I will have until Turner opens that flaming wool pack again.
Hey, Mum says she wants to come and stay for a few days. See Alice. Oh, that'd be fantastic, eh?
We've only just got rid of my mum. She said it'd be good to be on our own.
Yeah, well, look, my mum won't interfere. Anyway, I can hardly tell her not to come.
I suppose you expect me to look after her too.
Just said Mum won't interfere. She'll be a help to you. Look, if you don't want her to come, then you can phone her and tell her, because I'll take whatever help I can get right now.
Is that supposed to make me feel even worse?
What?
Ogling that girl in the paper. I feel about 110. I've got a body like a badly stuffed settee, stretch marks, and you're lusting after some bimbo.
Look, I wasn't even looking at the girl. You're not the only one round here feeling sorry for themselves. I'm not exactly having a whale of a time either.
We haven't woken the baby, have we?
She needs feeding.
We haven't interrupted her, have we?
Oh, no. Anyway, it'd be nice to speak to somebody without having to go goo-goo or dada.
Well, that counts you out then, Mark.
Oh, look, make coffee, will you? I'm going to go see how Elsa is.
You know, the poets can go on about strolls in the moonlight and all that rot. But for me, nothing beats a good meal. There's something about food. Makes me think of Tom Jones.
The singer?
No, hardly. You know, where he's talking about eating and all that, but really he's talking about...
Oh, you mean Henry Fielding?
No, Albert Finney, wasn't it?
I meant the book. I read it a long time ago.
Oh, did you really? Well, life's full of surprises, isn't it?
Do you mean me reading Henry Fielding?
No, of course not. Well, I must admit, I was very worried about sharing my house with somebody else, you know, just at first. But now I feel we've known each other for years.
Me too, Alan.
No, I'll get it. What the devil do you want?
Hello, love. Am I interrupting your tea?
No.
Yes.
Smells grand.
Rabbit pie.
What is it that you want, apart from my supper?
Some carry-out from Woolpack, Mr. Turner. Nearest off licence is in Otten. You can't expect me to bike that far.
Well, I don't drink beer. No, just hang on a minute. Michael might have some. Here we are. Keep you off the streets.
Oh, it will, that, Mr. Turner. Hey, Monksers, at least somebody in this house has got good taste in beer.
For £4.20.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad things are going well, Frank. Chris, your dad's on the phone. Anything you want to say to him? Nothing at all?
Nothing. Good night.
Sorry, Frank. No, nothing's wrong. I'm just missing you, that's all.
Lovely. We never had time to do this on the farm. Why do I feel guilty?
Oh, just take my advice. Relax, sip and enjoy. There's nothing wrong with a bit of self-indulgence. You deserve it.
I must admit, I could get used to this.
Yes. You know that this reminds me of an evening, some 2 years ago now. End of a dreadful day. I'd just been sacked from home farm. I'd fallen out with Mrs. Bates. Then we wound up sitting here, making up.
Oh.
I thought she'd never speak to me again, but we're the best of friends now. If it hadn't been for her mother, we'd have married. And Caroline would have been sitting where you're sitting now.
I see.
Still, there's no use in regretting the past. You're the only person I've been able to talk to about Caroline. Oh, mind you, I have to say that your rabbit pie is far better than hers.
I'm glad to hear it, Mr. Turner.
Whatever happened to Alan?
Well, if it's going to be Mr. Turner at work, it'll only complicate things if I start calling you Alan.
Oh, dear. I do hope you didn't think I was being too forward.
Doesn't matter what I think.
Elizabeth and Mrs. Feldman, it was merely the splendour of your rabbit pie. It was nothing untoward.
Well, I'm glad we understand each other. Now that I've got this job, it means too much to me to lose it through misunderstandings. Cocoa, Mr. Turner?
What are you doing up? It's gone midnight.
You sounded as though you were having trouble.
Yes, well, I'll manage, OK? The idea of me and Ali sleeping in the spare room was to give you a good night's sleep.
I'm sorry about tonight.
Yeah, well, things will get better soon, OK?
Oh, flaming hell, Chris. No wonder you're worried.
No! No, just go to sleep, Alice. It's 10 to flaming 2. Oh.
Nick!
You see to her, please. I wanted to hit her. I wanted to shut her up. I was going to hit my baby. Oh.